Game 3 of this 4-game series. The season series even. The Rays with 4 wins and Oakland with 4 wins. The Oakland starting lineup brought to you by Southeast Toyota. Stewart, Scudero, and Swisher 1, 2, 3 in the order, with Swisher moving into center. Cust, the cleanup man. The DH is Mike Piazza, 10 out of 21 on the year against the Rays with 7 runs batted in. Ellis at second base, Johnson at first, Romaniak at third, and the catcher Suzuki will hit ninth.
Scott Kazmir on the hill for the Rays tonight. Of course, he's been throwing a lot of fastballs in, living on that side of the plate. Wonder if he could get some more changeups into play, be able to get those ground balls and roll up those double plays. Here is a look at the Rays defense tonight, brought to you by Rico. Aki has been sterling, actually golden, over at third base this year. Josh Wilson getting a long look at short. Brendan Harris at second, Pena at first. Crawford, Upton, Young in the outfield with Josh Paul, who has regularly been catching Scott Kazmir.
Well, Kazmir has been throwing the ball very well since the All-Star break. Ran into a little bit of a bump in the road against the Red Sox his last time out. He struggled early but finished strong in that game, and overall making his 28th start, 9-8 with a .365 earned run average. Joe Madden happy to get some offense out of his club last night. The Rays had scored a total of 31 runs in 13 games coming into last night's contest when they pounded out 15 hits and defeated the Oakland club 12-2. They really turned the tables on Bob Guerin's club. Oakland won the first night in here 12-2, and the Rays turned around and won last night by that same score, 12-2. We're set to play baseball. Shannon Stewart, the left fielder, will lead it off. Stewart back in the leadoff spot in left field. He's hitting .293 to start the night. And the first pitch of this game is a strike call. We are underway. Stewart with 10 home runs, had a couple hits in the first game of the series. Fouls it out of play, 0-2. Oakland at the 500 mark. They've won 65 and lost 65, winning 5 of their last 6. 0-2 pitch. Did he go? He did. That's Bruce Frimming down at first, and he says yes. He went after that slider, and Shannon Stewart is out on strikes.
It's always a good sign when Scott Kazmir is getting those check swing strikeouts on sliders, or just check swings at all on that pitch. You see that hit pretty much even with the front of the plate, and still getting Stewart to offer at it. That shows you the good late break.
Scott, since the break, 4-2 with a 197, 441 before. Scudero pops it up, foul ball. That's going to carry out a play. Josh Paul chases it, but that's about 6 or 7 rows back. 1 strike.
Kazmir's last start threw almost everything on the inside part of the plate, and I think you'd like to see him get a little bit more variance, be able to throw his fastball away a little bit more. I think that would help his pitch count, which he has been frustrated by.
Pitch to Scudero. He started to go. Tried to check. So Kazmir with that slider in play. And the count is 0-2 on Scudero, and they want him. We'll see that change up a little more. That might have been one, Joe, was it?
Yep, sure was. There's the slider.
And Scudero is out on strikes.
Well, that's your basic 3-pitch strikeout. capped off with a good hard slider. You know, he has been pitching well since the break, but mostly with the fastball. The slider's been a bit inconsistent, but the first two that he has thrown tonight have been very good. The 2 strikeout sliders, rather.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Nick Swisher. Pitch down and away. Fastball out there, 1-0. Swisher's been in that number 3 spot now in the first 3 games of this series, and he's played 3 different positions. He was at first base the first night, right field last night, in center field for this game. 2-0 the count. There's a strike. Fastball.
Kazmir was grousing a bit his last start about his frustrations with the pitch count and how he's going to be handled the rest of the year. He's among the top handful of pitchers for most pitches thrown.
And that's really up to him, Joe.
It's completely up to him.
He said that having that in mind was a little bit of a distraction for him.
Well, then just pitch better.
And it's within his power to lower that pitch count and pitch deeper into games.
I think if he's able to find a way to be more consistent on the outside part of the plate to right-handed hitters, he'll get a lot more outs early in the count on ground balls to the shortstop, because that pitch has good late tailing action on it.
And I think he'll find, as good as he is now, when he takes it upon himself to lower that pitch count, he will be one of the premier pitchers in the major leagues. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by Swisher. Kazmir strikes out the side. 1-2-3 go the A's. Bottom of the first coming. There is no score in this game as Kazmir got Stewart on the check swing on a slider. They got Scooter on the slider to the fastball by Swisher. At the bottom of the first inning, no score for Southeast Toyota. The starting lineup for the Rays: Nakanori Iwamura leads it off, followed by Carl Crawford and Carlos Pena. B.J. Upton hitting .394 against the A's this year in the cleanup spot. Delman Young follows. Harris at second. Gomes the DH. Josh Wilson is the shortstop. And Josh Paul will bat ninth. He'll do the catching.
Joe Blanton on the hill has that big curveball, and because of his ability to throw strikes, eats a lot of innings.
First pitch is a little low. Fastball down.
And of course, get her done for Joe Blanton. He throws quick games. He is a quick worker.
There's a strike. It's 1-1. He throws a lot of strikes. In fact, only 29 walks all year, and 3 of those have been intentional passes. There's a strike. It's 1-2. He is second in the league in innings pitched with just over 185. Only 29 walks total. And strike 3 call to Aki.
There is that big curveball. Let's take a look at the A's defense, brought to you by Rico. J.J. Permaniak, 5 different positions in 9 games this season. He is at third base tonight. Scudero, Ellis, Johnson in the infield. Stuart, Swisher, Cust in the outfield. Suzuki behind the plate.
Carl Crawford takes an opening fastball inside.
Blanton has thrown 2 games this year under an hour and 50 minutes.
Well, you can see right here in the first, he's ready to deliver the next pitch as soon as he gets a baseball from his catcher. 1-1 the count to Crawford. I mean, he takes that baseball, steps on the rubber, has the sign, and he's ready to pitch. Here it is, upstairs. Attempted the breaking ball or off-speed pitch, and it stayed up. That might have been a changeup from it. Ground ball tapped to the right side. Ellis gloves it. His toss to first. 2 up and 2 down. Base is empty for Carlos Pena. Pena hitting .265. And a run batted in last night with a double. He walked 3 times and scored 2 runs. Leads the team in runs batted in and home runs. 3rd in the American League in home runs. There's a strike. To the track, he'll have room and makes the catch, retiring the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays at the end of 1. No score. Side in the first, he got Stewart, Scudero, and Swisher. And will face the right fielder, Jack Cust, leading off the 2nd inning.
Pretty sterling inning for Kaz. Pitches really look lively.
Wave and a miss. Fastball to start the 2nd inning. Struck out the side and made only 12 pitches in the first. Can't get much better than that. Scott facing Oakland for the 3rd time this year. Once out there and then once here at Tropicana Field. It's a 1-1 count. He faced them at the end of April on the 29th in Oakland and won that game 5-3. Gave up 2 runs on 6 hits in 7 innings. Going to be fouled out of play.
Well, it's pretty clear to see that he has good stuff tonight. And the only thing you hope that he doesn't get into is strikeout mode where he ends up throwing a lot of pitches. He has really enjoyed throwing against Oakland this year.
1-2 the count to Cust. Second time he pitched against him was here at the beginning of May. He actually faced him in back-to-back performances, and he strikes out Cust. 4 consecutive strikeouts to start this game. He had Cust chasing the fastball up.
Well, there's that explosive fastball, but we've already seen a real tight slider as well. You have to be so quick to catch up with Kazmir's fastball when it is up.
Good Mike Piazza. Piazza batting .278. A little late on that fastball. Strike 1. The designated hitter.
Yeah, he was almost telling himself, hey, I'm going to have to be a little quicker this time.
Piazza homered here in the first game Thursday night. Fouls this fastball back 0-2. Teams exchanging 10-run victories in the first 2 games. And there is strike 3 call. How about that? Slider for strike 3. Caught him looking. 5 in a row retired by Kazmir. All on strikes.
Slider a little bit up. Piazza was thinking it was going to be another high fastball. Just dropped right in there. Is he going to strike everybody out tonight?
Well, he's got a chance. He's 5 for 5. Here's Mark Ellis. And there's a strike. A fastball to start him.
Boy, now the home plate umpire, Brian Runge, starting to get into a rhythm with Kazmir, who already is locked in. And
a fly ball into right center field. Young will have to track it down. Tried to barehand it as it goes to the wall. Upton with the pickup over there to help, and it's a double for Ellis. Ellis picking up his 26th double. Here's a guy who has just killed Rays pitching through the years, and I guess if he's not going to strike out, he would be the guy to get the hit in this Oakland lineup.
Two-seam fastball that was up. Kazmir wanted to get it down around the knees. Obviously, you could understand his excitability given the start of this start.
Here's Dan Johnson, the first baseman. Fastball in, 1-0. In that second start against Oakland for Kazmir on May the 5th, he gave up only 1 run in 6 innings and got a no decision in what turned out to be a 3-2 victory for the Rays. That's a strike. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Pickoff play back at second base. Ellis is back in there. 2 outs with a runner at second. Kazmir striking out the first 5 to face him tonight before giving up that double to Ellis. He had a similar start in his second outing of the year back in April on the 8th against Toronto. First time through the order, he struck out 8 men. In fact, he struck out 8 of the first 9 he faced in that one. Johnson takes ball 2. Vernon Wells homered off him in the first inning. He struck out everybody else in the lineup except Wells the first time through. Finished with 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. Pitch is low. It's 3-1 the count. Facing the left-handed hitting first baseman.
Well, it's just about making him hit now. Throw that explosive fastball in the middle of the plate. There you go.
Even a miss on a fastball. So it's a full count.
Well, it's an enticing pitch to a left-handed hitter, as they tend to become high ball hitters from left-handed pitchers.
Call. Johnson didn't like the call, but he's out of there on strike, says Brian Runge. That retires the side. 6 strikeouts here in this inning. Cusk swinging. He got Piazza looking. And he got Johnson looking. Catching the corner. And hair colors stay in the game play. Last night, another great catch in center by B.J. Upton. That came in the 3rd on a shot hit to center by Rob Bowen, their catcher. Stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Upton, Young, and Harris here in the bottom of the 2nd for the Rays against Joe Blanton. Blanton throws a strike. A lot of strikes here to start this game early. A little bit wide. It's 1-1.
Blanton is a strike thrower. He eats a lot of innings. Gets his curveball over the plate. Really a guy that you would love to have on your staff.
Well, he's a battler. He will challenge hitters. He's not overpowering with his fastball, but it's good enough. And with that breaking ball and the pace he sets, he takes command out there. Upton lifts a high fly ball into right. Cusk will come in for it. 1 away. Rays Baseball Espanol available now on your SAP TV channel. Catch all the exciting Rays action in Spanish with Ricky Tavares and Enrique Olyu. One out in the second inning. Rays down 1-2-3 in the first. Here's Delman Young. Strike one. Well, the Rays last night, for the first time in the 10-year history of this club, won a game by 10 runs after losing a game by 10 runs. This one is down, and to show you how rare that is, that was also the first time in Oakland history that the A's had lost a game by 10 runs after winning one the night before by 10. It's a ball and 2 strikes, only the third time in the franchise history of the Athletics, and that includes Philadelphia and Kansas City.
It's a mad, mad, mad world. Tough to figure out.
Young shoots it foul. What the Rays found tough to figure out is that slump their offense had gone into after having a great series to begin that last long road trip in Detroit. Then the bats fell silent. They really struggled. They were in a mode where they were scoring 1 and 2 runs a night. Steve Henderson just couldn't take it anymore and had that little meeting with him 2 nights ago, and Joe Maddon is glad he did.
Just gave his hitters a little kick in the pants, a little wake-up call. Got him back to refocusing on the little fundamentals about working the count, putting at-bats together.
A little popper foul ball. Johnson digging hard but can't get there in time. Young is still alive. It really is an amazing thing. You know, we've seen past years where the Rays had spent time in spring training with the emphasis being better at bats, more patient at bats, and they'd start the year and turn in some pretty good at bats, and then somewhere along the way that all dissipated. And this year there's a shot back to center field. Swisher's there to make the catch. That'll be the second out. This year the Rays had hoped to sustain that throughout the year, and a little conference with their hitting coach Hindu got them back into getting quality at bats. The Geico quote Joe Maddon on last night's offense: the hitters did what Henderson implored them to do, situational hitting and working better at bats. It really was a pleasure to watch for Joe Maddon. Brendan Harris takes the pitch, and that's a strike. The other side of that, Henderson has some young hitters here, some guys who haven't had an opportunity to get in there day in and day out, and a lot of young hitters are going to be aggressive. We see that all the time in Delman Young. He's not the only guy.
No, aggressive within a zone where you can handle it.
That's a strike. And Carlos Pena has been a good example of a guy who's been aggressive within his zone, and when he gets out of that, that's when he gets into one of those little slides. Ground ball headed up the middle. There's a base hit into center field. Brendan Harris with a 2-out single. Rays have their first base runner. So with Harris at first, Jonny Gomes is on his way to the plate. Well, Gomes could potentially, he could benefit from the same approach that Carlos Pena has taken from the left side.
We'll start thinking a little bit more about the center of the field, right center field.
There's a drive, high and deep to left. That baby's gone. Didn't take it long to get out of here. Gomes got a first pitch fastball, and he hit it out. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, I think that has as much to do with the scouting report, because lately Johnny's been taking a lot of first pitch fastball strikes. And, you know, his approach has had him swinging at breaking pitches outside the zone. Not even waiting for that pitcher to get ahead. That's turning your approach around.
Boy, I'll tell you, he hit a rocket into the stands in left center field. His 14th home run of the year, and the Rays break out in front. Josh Wilson takes a fastball low.
I think you put one of those seats in left center field into the recline position.
On the count.
Yeah, he'd been taking so many fastball strikes and then just went up there looking for the first heater he saw.
And a strike. Well, that's his first home run since he hit the grand slam in Detroit on August the 7th. Two. And a great example of him jumping all over a fastball. Rather hit a fastball and a breaking ball outside the strike zone. There's a fly ball into left center field, and that's going to be in there for a base hit. Wilson singles on a breaking ball up. So the Rays have 3 consecutive hits here. The big one, the home run by Gomes. My Circle exclusively from Alltel. With unlimited free calls to and from Circle numbers, you choose who you want in your circle. Any number on any network. Visit alltel.circle.com for details. Here's Josh Paul. It shortens, and that pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, this is reminiscent to last night, early in the ball game when the Rays strung a bunch of hits together. 3 straight hits now.
Paul, the number 9 hitter. Wilson at first. 2 outs, 2 runs home. A 2-strike count to the Rays catcher. A wave and a miss. He's out on strikes, retiring the side. Rays grab the lead. 2 runs, 3 hits, the big blow. The home run by Jonny Gomes, jumping on the first pitch in his at-bat. Through 2-0 Tampa Bay. Rays lead 4-0. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome to the Coors Light 6th inning. Time for the Coors Light Cold Blast. For that, we go to last night. Deanna Navarro hit a 2-2 pitch into the seats and left to give the Rays a 2-0 lead. He finished the night with 4 runs batted in. Andrew Brown is the new pitcher for Oakland. 5 innings out of Blanton. 19th appearance for Brown. 2-0 with a .288.
Another guy with a good strikeout to walk ratio, 30 against 5 walks.
He faced Brendan Harris. Harris has been on twice tonight. The pitch skied into right field. Back goes Cust. He's on the track. That ball's beyond his glove. A hop to the wall, and into second base goes Harris with the 2-base hit. Harris doubles on the first pitch he sees. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here's Todd Callis.
Dwayne, Jonny Gomes coming to the plate. Johnny has everybody back in Petaluma watching. A lot of his friends are at the 8-Ball Lounge. He's very proud of that area, as you can tell with the 707. It's not written on his shoes. It's embroidered in stitching on his shoes. At the 8-Ball Lounge, the unofficial Jonny Gomes headquarters, they have a scroll, constant scroll of his home runs, RBIs, and batting average. And when Johnny hits a shot, everybody at the bar does a shot. So they had an early wake-up call, guys.
Well, good. That's great. Jonny Gomes up here. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Johnny connected for the 14th time. He hit the first pitch he saw. Hit a fastball out to left center field in the second inning. There's that 707 stitched into his shoe. Arsani, good replay. The home run by Jonny Gomes. Well, if we show a replay, hey, there's another shot.
Yep. Just looking for any excuse to have a shot.
Harris with a big lead off second. Brown steps back. Nobody holding Harris, trying to check his lead. So he was taking advantage of that freedom off second base. One to Gomes. Pops it up. That's going to be foul and out of play. 1-2. Double for Harris to open the inning. His 28th of the season. Suzuki to the mound to talk with Brown. Brown, another one of these guys with Tommy John surgery in his career. That was back in 2000.
That's almost become assembly line surgery for baseball pitchers. The old Tommy John elbow reconstruction.
It's wide. 2-2. He was originally drafted by the Braves out of Trinity Christian Academy in Deltona. Spent some time in Jacksonville in the minor leagues. Little tap foul. Previous big league time with the Indians. Now with the A's. Rays trying to add to their lead. Gomes fouls it away again.
Tough catching up to 96.
Here's the pitch. High fly ball back into deep left. That ball is going to be off the catwalk. That's still in play. It falls into shallow center. A run scores and Gomes will go to third. The ball was off the second catwalk back fair, which means that it's still in play, and it fell. The Oakland defense flat-footed for a while out there, and Gomes goes to third, driving in Harris to make it a 5-0 game. So Johnny's in with his second triple of the year, and the Rays have a 5-run lead.
Well, it's the only ballpark in Major League Baseball where this type of play can happen. You can see by the reaction of Johnny, he definitely had enough oomph on that to get that out of the ballpark. It was that catwalk that kept it from leaving.
Josh Wilson, the pitch is low. The infield comes in. Well, I'll tell you, back in Petaluma, that's good for another round.
Easily.
Hit off the B-ring catwalk fair, which means that it was still in play. And Johnny, who hit a laser-like home run in the second, has a triple off the catwalk. There's a fly ball short center. Here comes Swisher in to make the catch, and Gomes down the line a bit, but he puts on the brakes after tagging, and Wilson is the first out.
Yeah, that easily had home run distance. That's got to be good for at least a free round of Jägermeister.
Four runs off Blanton, and now an additional run off Brown. 1.
Steve Henderson met with his troops night before last, talked about situational hitting. And this is one of the things he's definitely addressed. Put that guy on third, less than 2 outs. Make sure you get him in.
Foul ball, and that was fouled right off Suzuki's mask. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The triple here by Gomes, not only the second of the year, but the second this month by Johnny. He had another triple the night he hit the grand slam home run against the Tigers in Detroit on August the 7th. He had a single, a triple, and the home run in that game. Went 3 for 4. He's 2 for 3 tonight. There's a line drive, and that's fair. Up the right field line. Gomes scores. Falls on his way to second. In with a stand-up double, and it's 6-0 Tampa Bay. Josh Paul picking up his second 2-base hit of the year.
Well, when you were talking about hitting being contagious, they are getting these runs in clumps. Front foot is down, recognizes the breaking ball, and the hands stay back. A nice job of situational hitting there by Josh Paul.
Here's the top of the order. Iwamura. Aki has 2 hits tonight. Pitch is up and away. And the Rays are in double figures, 10 hits. Aki took a big cut, missed. It's 1-1. Too low. 2-1. 2 runs, 3 hits in the inning, 1 out. Straight back, out of play. Count is 2-2.
This has been impressive offensively the last 2 nights. Talk about waking up.
Gomes has been in the middle of it tonight. 2 RBIs. 2 runs scored, a homer and a triple. His home run started the scoring in the second. Hockey tripled and scored in the 5th inning. And the pitch is ball 3, full count. On the bullpen phone again. 3-2. Fly ball right field. It sends Cuss back to his left to make the catch. Tag at second. Paul's on his way to third. He advances after the catch. Man at third with 2 outs. In Oakland tomorrow afternoon. We'll be with you on FSN Florida beginning at 1:30. Andy Sonnenstein and Dan Herron. Then the Rays go to Chicago for an afternoon game Monday against the White Sox, makeup game, and then into Baltimore and New York on this next road trip. Here's Carl Crawford going after the fastball. He bounds it away. Strike 1. Drove in a run with a fly ball in the 5th. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 3rd. Late.
know, this is at the time of the game where, you know, Scott Kazmir wants to get back out there. It's been a long inning here in the 6th.
His pitch count has been as good as maybe we've ever seen it. Wave and a miss. Carl chased the off-speed pitch high. He's out on strikes. Rays add a couple. We're through 6. 6-0 Tampa Bay. Rays baseball on FSN Florida, brought to you by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. Checkers Double Drive-Thru, official burger of the Rays. And Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Rays coming into bat in the home half of the 7th, leading 6-0. They've out-hit Oakland tonight 10-1, and Scott Kazmir with 12 strikeouts has equaled a club record. Dan Wheeler struck out 12 against Oakland back in September of '99, and earlier this year James Shields struck out 12 Cleveland Indians on April the 22nd. Kazmir has 12 strikeouts tonight. Carlos Pena will open the bottom of the 7th. Santiago Casilla, the new pitcher, the 3rd of the night. 1-0 the count.
There's something else that has happened tonight with Kazmir's performance, is something you love to see within a pitching staff. It's that friendly competition and not wanting to drop the baton. James Shields was great last night.
Here's a long drive into deep left center field. That ball is going to one-hop the wall. Another extra base hit coming for Pena, and it's second with a double. That's his 3rd hit tonight. He's 3 out of 4 with 2 doubles, and the only time they've retired him was a fly ball to the warning track and left way back in the 1st.
Well, he's starting to come around, and we mentioned it last time, the real hard aggressive swings he's starting to make, showing his confidence at the plate. And Rays look like a real good team right now, getting good starting pitching, and they are just wearing the Oakland A's pitching staff out.
Upton. And a looper into center. That's going to fall for a base hit in front of Swisher and bounces away from him. Now they're going to wave Pena around. He will score, and into second goes Upton. The Rays make it a 7-0 ball game. Now Upton drops the base hit into center field. It's a base hit and an error charge to Swisher.
We'll see how long this can actually last. What an output.
And don't forget, this is an Oakland staff that came into this series with the 2nd best earned run average in the American League, behind only Boston. Here's Delman Young. He goes after the first pitch and misses, strike 1. So a dozen hits. And the Rays have 7 runs. Into the dirt. 1-1.
I wanted to finish that point about how great Shields was last night, and I think it motivated Kazmir a couple notches as well, wanting to get in on the act. And not like Shields to this point in last night's game, Kaz just lights out.
Young started to go and check. 2 balls and a strike. Center. Swisher broke back. Now he comes in, and that's going to fall. Upton goes to 3rd. They're going to stop him there, and into second goes Young. Swisher's first move was back, And that gave Young an opportunity to reach as that ball dropped in.
Everything's falling now. A little communication breakdown.
Young will get a double out of that. And another visit to the mound for Kirk Young. They just brought Casilla into the game. He's only made 7 pitches, and the Rays have they've had 3 base runners already. Upton's at third with Young at second. Pena has scored the run in this inning. Brandon Harris at the plate. Brendan's been on 3 times. Pitch up. 1 ball, no strikes. A fastball. Brendan has his average back up to 290.
And Casilla now, Dwayne, has thrown pitches on both sides of Brendan Harris in this series.
Wave and a miss. Yeah, the first night Casilla came in, made 1 pitch, threw the ball behind Harris, and was promptly ejected by John Hirschbeck. Count is 1-1. Ground ball third. That's a fair ball by the bag. Upton scores. Delvin Young around third, on his way to the plate. In the second goes Harris with a double. He drives in 2. The Rays make it a 3-run inning, and now the Rays have a 9-0 lead.
What an attack.
The Rays have 4 hits in this inning. 14 in the game. Harris now has 29 doubles on the year.
Love to see them ride this wave for a long time.
Bob Guerin gets a left-hander up in his bullpen, and that's Jay Marshall. Jonny Gomes in the batter's box. It's up. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Rays scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third. They have 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and now 3 here in the seventh. Johnny's out in front, 1-1. A 9-0 lead for the Rays. Way high. Fastball. 2-1. Casilla was also in last night's game, and the Rays picked up 2 runs off him in 1 inning. And their 12-2 win. Cut. 2-2.
Johnny got a little greedy there. Pulled off that one. I think that home run in his first at bat had so much to do with getting a single to right field. In last night's game, he was a lot more neutral, closed off.
2-2, and he's out on strikes. That's the first out of the inning. So with Harris on second, 1 out, and Josh Wilson will try to get him home. is 1 for 3. That's a strike. Short left. That will be caught by Stewart. And a quick throw back to second. But Harris is back in there. Wilson with a little pop fly short left. And Stewart, using his speed, made the catch. 2 outs. Josh Paul. In a run in the 6th. Fastball taken for a strike. Everybody's gotten into the act in one way or another in the Rays lineup for this game. A strike to count. But a well-balanced attack. 0-2 here to Paul.
Well, Rays are swinging it, and they're pitching. And they're catching it. I mean, what else can you do?
Pitch high and wide.
Yeah, these kind of nights like they had last night and tonight, and just giving you great hope for the future and what this team is capable of. A couple more pieces of the puzzle put in there.
We talked last night about how low-key Steve Henderson is, but at some point he's got to crack a smile here with what's happened the last 2 nights.
Well, trust me, he's enjoying it.
1-2. Wave and a miss at that pitch in the dirt. And the first, Suzuki to Johnson. Ball is out on strikes. We're through 7, and the Rays lead 9-0. Rays in the tank out there look better tonight. 9-0. The Rays lead this one. They've out-hit Oakland 14-1. There's some happy creatures out there. This is the perfect setting for a group outing. Tropicana Field for friends, clients, employees. Great party areas here. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit doublerays.com to find out about discounts and all the great spots to enjoy Tropicana Field. First pitch in the 8th to Mike Piazza. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, you figure Mike will be swinging it early.
Fly ball, right center field. Upped it on the run. That ball is going to be off the bottom of the fence. He plays the carom very well. Throw back into second, and it comes up, pops away, and is picked up by Harris in short center.
The ball came back and hit Piazza.
He'll get a double out of that.
Let's see what happens here. If Josh Wilson may have taken his eye off of it, trying to make that tag. But that hit Mike coming into second base. Right in the helmet.
Well, skipped by Wilson. So a double for Piazza. Here's Ellis. Fouls it back for a strike. Kazmir had 73 pitches after 7 innings.
Boy, this is just ridiculous.
The best he's ever had, so far as we know, through 7. has a 90 pitch count on July the 3rd last year when he shut out Boston. He finished that game with 120 pitches. 1-1 the count.
Well, Joe Madden has said he's going to bring in the reins to take it easy on his workload, and if tonight is any indication, it's helped Kazmir become a better pitcher.
Well, this is the first time tonight Oakland has had the leadoff man on. Oh, what a play at third by Iwamura, back of the bag, and a great scoop at first by Pena. Great play on both ends. Aki at third on the backhand, and Pena at first on the scoop.
Aki with those steel spring legs, on his feet quickly. Not an easy short hop scoop by Pena. That one came up a little bit. Well done on the corners.
One away here in the 8th. Big lift right there, taking a double away from Ellis and turning it into an out. Piazza still at second, and here is Dan Johnson. Pitch is low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, the ball's still jumping out of Kazmir's hand, and you know he has the 78 pitches, but it's just been so free and easy. Everything has been coming out of his hand nice and clean.
Johnson out in front.
He looks as good now as he did in the first.
One and one to count. Johnson looking at that fastball for strike 2.
Well, he's got to be thinking that he's not in a fair fight right now from this hard-throwing lefty.
Did he go? He held up. The count is 2-2. A slider that time. Johnson was called out on strikes back in the 2nd inning on a pitch away. Now very aware of that. Line to first in the 5th. And he's 2-2 here in the 8th. Stepping back. Giving up the double here in the 8th. The 2nd hit of the night allowed by Kazmir. Right side, that's foul, and will carry out a play.
Not Kaz's best slider, kind of rolling up and in. He's thrown so many good pitchers' pitches tonight. Talking about premium location.
2-2 again to Johnson, and he hit him. He's hit with a fastball.
Well, and that was one of the few times that delivery came apart and he overthrew one. Paul wanting the fastball up and away a bit. Josh Paul away with a high target, good high fastball, just overthrew it, got him on the elbow.
So they take a look at that right elbow, or the left elbow, beg your pardon, of Johnson. Put him on the inside of that elbow. So a double and a hit batter. 5th man this year hit by Kazmir. it appears that he was hit there at nerve, and he may not have a lot of feeling in that hand right now.
Yeah, if that got him on the ulnar nerve, be assured those last two fingers, the ring finger and pinky finger, are pretty numb.
Two men on with one out in the eighth. JJ for Maniac. He's 0 for 2. And the fastball is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
We'll see if he gets it back. These last couple of pitches have started to have kind of a wider spread pattern.
It's fouled straight back. The count is 1-1. Fastball in there, and it's a 1-2 count. Foul ball, just a piece of it to stay alive. Kazmir looking for his 10th win of the year tonight. He was 10-9 at 05 and 10-8 last year. Trying to go 10-8 so far this year. Did he go? He did not, apparently, and the count is 2-2. Maniac held up on that slider. That shutout we referenced last year in July, early July, against the Red Sox was a 2-hit 3-0 win over the Red Sox. He struck out 10 and walked 2 in that one. He has 12 strikeouts tonight. And there's a fly ball back into left field. Crawford will go back, and this one's going to be off the top of the wall. Piazza's headed to the plate. He's going to score, and Maniac picks up a double, and Oakland has a run. So it's 9-1. Piazza scores from second. Johnson stopped at third. Maniac picks up his first extra base hit.
Well, he went in there and got that one. That was probably off the plate, so good quick hands and pulling those hands in to shorten up that stroke to be productive with it.
The catcher, Kurt Suzuki, will bat. Suzuki 0 for 2.
Well, this is looking like this is going to be Kaz's last inning.
Pitch outside, 1-0.
Pitch is starting to come apart a little bit now. Josh Paul trying to get him refocused. He's kind of pulling away from his delivery a bit, opening up that front side.
And this by far his highest pitch count inning. He's at 19 pitches in this inning right now. It's been a magnificent performance by Kazmir, and he's been touched for a run in the 8th. Fly ball back to right. Delman Young is there circling, trying to get into position to throw. Johnson's going to try to score. Will, the throws to third. So Johnson scores to make it 9-2. Suzuki gets a sacrifice fly.
Well, that'll show you that arm strength of Delman Young. He got himself into great throwing position, as he usually does. Right up there with Dave Winfield, Dave Parker, Ellis Valentine, Rocky Calavito.
So the A's have 2 runs in the inning. Shannon Stewart. Pitch is low. A ball, no strikes. Dan Wheeler is up in the bullpen. Well, that ball hit on Stewart, really deep in. Fouled it. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball. It's 1-2. Look out. 2 balls headed back to the mound at the same time for Kazmir.
Well, pick the one that scuffed the most. Ball gets away from Josh Paul, and Kaz wishing he had 2 gloves there.
That's something you don't see every day.
Nope.
One-two the count on Stewart. Stewart, did he go? Yes, he did. He's out on strikes. That's going to retire the side. Kazmir with a club record 13 strikeouts tonight. He gets Stewart to end the top half of the 8th. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, the Rays lead 9-2. Kazmir gets a great hand from this crowd of better than 18,000. 8th inning. Jay Marshall, the new pitcher, the lefty, in that first pitch, that sidearm strike to Akinori Iwamura. 0-2. Aki with a couple hits tonight. His average up to 287. Marshall 1-2, making his 48th appearance.
And unusual, more walks than strikeouts.
Aki taps it to third, foul. 2 strikes. Crawford next, and then Pena. Aki loops it into left, and there's a base hit for Aki, hit number 3 tonight.
Well, I hope the Rays have some hits left in those bats for tomorrow. Last 2 nights have been unconscious.
Well, for the second game in a row, they have 15 hits. Here's Carl Crawford. Carl takes it outside. 1-0. Fouls it the other way. It's 1-1. Carl again down that left field side into the stands. 1-2. Close to Carl's knees, all the way to the backstop, and Iwamura moves into second on a wild pitch. started their scoring tonight, back in the second on the 2-run home run by Jonny Gomes. Just a piece to stay alive. Wide. 3-2. Rays have a home run, 6 doubles in this game, and 2 triples among their 15 hits. Little tap back toward the mound. Marshall's hurried throw, not in time. Base hit for Crawford. Chopper back to the mound, and Crawford beats it out. The Rays have 16 hits. Hockey remains at second base. So now every spot in the order has at least 1 hit tonight for the Rays.
And everything is falling.
Carlos Pena. Carlos has 3 hits. Wave and a miss. Strike 1. Nine runs, 16 hits for the Rays. 2 runs, 3 hits for Oakland. Crawford has a run batted in. Pena 1. Harris 2. Gomes 3. Paul has 1. The other run scored on Swisher's error in center. 1-1 the count.
This is neat to see everybody getting well at the same time.
Marshall dropped way down on that pitch. Pena fouled it. 1-2. Wide. 2-2 now. Clanton worked 5, Brown an inning. Casilla worked 1 inning. Now the Rays face the lefty Marshall. Full count. Marshall worked a couple innings last night, gave up 2 runs. And he had just walked Pena. So the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded for B.J. Upton with nobody out.
It almost looked like Bob Guerin was wondering why his pitchers couldn't just finish this game quickly.
Pitch to Upton. Too low. 1-0. Upton has walked and singled in his last 2 plate appearances. And there's a base hit into left center field. Hockey scores. Here comes Crawford in to score. Over to third goes Pena. 2 RBIs for Upton on the base hit. And the Rays are in double figures in the run department. It's 11-2. Upton's 2nd straight hit.
Well, it's been 2 nights of just offensive bludgeoning for the Rays.
Kurt Young is on his way to the mound. The Rays now have 17 hits. That equals the 17 they had against the Blue Jays in Toronto on June the 5th. They had 15 last night when they scored 12 runs. They have 11 runs on 17 hits right now. Nobody out in the 8th, and here's Delman Young. Ground ball up the middle and a base hit into center field. Pena scores. Upton stops at second. Delman Young drives in a run. The Rays have 3 in the 8th, and they now make it a 12-2 ball game. So they lead 12-2. That was the final last night.
I think they have enough.
Pitch to Harris is down and in. A ball, no strikes. So they have a season's high 18 hits. Fly ball into right. Cust is over to catch this one. Upton tags at second. He heads to third. Young hangs on at first, and that's the first out. I was just going to say the kicker to that 17-hit game against the Blue Jays in Toronto. The Rays actually dropped that game 12-11. They lead this one 12-2. Guerin's going to have to make a pitching change. Jonny Gomes will be the hitter, and we'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. Rays lead 12-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tomorrow on Sun Sports, catch the number 7 ranked Gator women's volleyball team. They'll take on Notre Dame. Live coverage of the contest begins at 7 o'clock only on Sun Sports. Dee Brown enters the game at left, replacing Shannon Stewart. The new pitcher is Kiko Calero. He's on for the 46th time, 1-5 with a .585 earned run average. Jonny Gomes bats with 1 out, mid at first and third. Pitch is high, 1-0. Have scored 3 here in the 8th. Gomes fouls 1 out of play. Upton's at third and Young is at first.
See, sometimes Johnny has his mindset that he is going to swing regardless. He's already launched one tonight.
That opened the scoring back in the second. 2-run shot. The 1-2. Fouls it. Gomes with a homer, a triple, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, and 3 runs batted in.
And hoping to give his buds back in Petaluma at the 8th ball more sustenance.
Lays off the pitch high. Calero with a steady diet of sliders. Last time the Rays had back-to-back double-digit run nights, July 21st and 22nd of last year against the Orioles. They scored 12 last night. They have 12 tonight. Then there's ball 3. Fastball that time high. Full count. Jonny skies it. High popper, short center. Ellis is there to make the catch. Jonny and Carlos Pena can hit major league pop-ups with the best of them.
To where the roof can't hold them. I think Jonny has already hit a catwalk tonight. Surprisingly, Carlos is not.
Wilson. Josh had a base hit back in the second. Takes one high, 1-0. At the knees, 1-1.
The thing that's interesting through this inning, no one has been throwing in the Rays pen, which can only mean one thing.
Yep. Kazmir at 97 pitches. And a base hit up the left field line. More offense. Upton scores. Young's on his way to third. That's going to be a double for Wilson. The Rays now make it 13-2. Josh Wilson driving in a run with his 9th double of the year. The run is charged to Marshall. The Rays pick up their 7th double of the night. Josh Paul with 2 men in scoring position. 19 hits for the Rays, a season's high. There's a foul ball to the backstop. Josh, the 9th man to come to the plate in the 8th. Hit through the hole, and another run is in. Delman Young crosses the plate. Second RBI of the night for Josh Paul. The Rays now lead 14-2. Both these runs in this inning charged to Marshall as the Rays make it a 5-run inning, and all 5 have been charged to the left-hander. So both men Calero inherited have crossed the plate.
And Steve Henderson going over his notes for his next hitters meeting.
Now Aki up there for the 2nd time in the 8th inning. He takes a strike. "14 runs, 20 hits." And a foul ball on that check swing. 0-2.
Oakland is actually getting another arm up in the pen.
They've utilized 5 pitchers so far. That arm is a catcher, by the way. There's strike 3 call to retire the side. Iwamura out, but the Rays score 5 in the 8th. We go to the 9th. It's 14-2 Tampa Bay. Scott Kazmir goes back to the mound for the Rays. He's been supported with his 14-run, 20-hit attack. 13 strikeouts. That's a club record. He hasn't walked anybody tonight. He hit a man and has given up 2 runs on just 3 hits. He faces Jack Hanahan to lead off the 9th. The pitch is high. A ball, no strikes.
Well, hopefully he goes right after these Oakland A's. You'd like to see him finish this game off. Joe Madden is going to give him an opportunity, and he's earned it. But the impressive thing about the 13 strikeouts, given how Kaz has been, no walks, just outstanding.
A 1-1 count. Foul ball, 1-2. Al Reyes and Scott Doman now throwing in the Rays bullpen.
Kazmir recognized right from the very get-go that he had great stuff tonight.
High fly ball back into right center field. Upton on the run, and this one is going to carry out of here as Hanahan has just belted a home run. That will make it 14-3.
Well, that means he's probably not going to get that opportunity now. Joe Madden, after that home run, was looking into the Rays pen to see when Dolman was ready.
Hanahan hits its 2nd home run of the year. Came on a 1-2 pitch. This 20-hit attack by the Rays tonight, a season's high. Their club record is 24 hits against the Blue Jays in Toronto in June of 04. That's a strike. So they have 14 runs and 20 hits. To count. They had 21 hits in July of 03 against the Red Sox, and on 2 other occasions, once against the Orioles and once against Seattle, they had as many as 20 hits. Swisher out in front. The count is 1-2. A changeup right there.
Well, he hasn't needed that very much tonight. He's gone back to back with that pitch, and even that pitch had good late movement going away. Oh, the choices. What pitch to throw? Sounds like a good idea.
A liner into left. Crawford. Did he make the catch? He trapped it. A safe call by Mike Winters. Swisher is aboard. The Rays and Crawford think he caught the ball. Let's take another look.
Well, he got kind of a late break. Thought the ball was hit a little harder than it was. Oh, that's a catch.
Yep, he caught the ball.
He's got his glove underneath before it hits the turf. That's an all-day catch right there.
And Joe Madden comes out. So the home run and this base hit. Carl not happy with the call. There was that hesitation, though, that put some question in the mind of Mike Winters, and in the final analysis, Winters said it was a hit. That's it for Scott Kazmir, and he'll get a nice hand here for a great night. Kazmir gives up 3 runs. He leaves with a man on base. Struck out a club record 13 tonight. Rays lead 14-3. Scott Kazmir worked 8 innings plus 2 hitters in the 9th. He made 105 pitches tonight and made 75 pitches that were strikes. 75-30. That's a great ratio.
Well, you talk about someone with his abilities just taking over a ball game like he did tonight. Wow.
Scott Doman in from the Rays bullpen to face Jack Cuss. Doman's pitch is high and away. Swisher at first with nobody out. Two and 0. Doman worked 2 innings his last time out. That was against the Indians on Sunday when the Rays won 12 innings 4-3, and Doman picked up the win. 2-1. The Rays just kept building the lead after taking a 2-0 lead in the second. They carried a 3-0 lead into the 5th, scored a run then. 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 5 in the 8th. Doman behind Cust, 3-1.
And the Rays offense put the afterburners on in the 7th. 7 runs the last 2 innings. 8 runs rather.
3-1 now. High fly ball. Short right. Young in. Harris out. Brendan makes the catch out there from second base. 1 away. So Mike Piazza will stroll to the plate. Piazza doubled and scored in the 8th. Strike at the knees. What's left of the Oakland bullpen. They actually had their catcher Rob Bowen warming up in the last inning.
Boy, that's a fine running catch. Actually, it's really not running. It's getting right off the chair, and good trick with the glove. And maybe the third base coach knows something because he's got a helmet on too, and he is way back.
Pitch is down. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Wearing a helmet.
Yep. Well, that's what all that experience does. He's a smart guy,
right?
Good baseball man, and he's got common sense.
One or two cases,
uncommon sense.
Yeah.
Is out of there. That fastball good enough for the 14th strikeout for Rays pitching tonight. Doman has been very good since arriving from Durham. Scott Kazmir was excellent tonight for the Rays. Mark Ellis. Foul ball straight back, and that's right next to our high home cameraman. Jimmy, okay? There you go, buddy.
Yep. Still with those quick reflexes, lightning quick. And obviously his arm is very strong as well.
It's a tough foul. Don't worry, the lawsuit's coming tomorrow.
That's the third hit batter tonight.
The first knockdown pitch thrown from high home camera. Two strikes here, the count to Ellis. And a popper, foul ball right side. Pena on the move, and he just can't hold it. He went into that slide. Just couldn't quite get into position to make the catch. Got a part of it.
Well, he did everything right there, going into that deliberate slide to stop his momentum so he didn't get low bridged. Would have been a beauty. Great effort.
He strikes the count. And a base hit shot into center field. Swisher's on his way to third. Throw back into the middle of the infield. And for a moment, the plate was left uncovered. Ellis has a single into center. So Delman gives up a base hit. Dan Johnson will be the hitter. Two outs in the ninth.
Worried about that patron down below us. Jimmy launched that baseball like he was launching a tomato at a dying comedian on stage.
And he has experience doing that.
Oh yeah.
This one is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Mid-90s, 2-1. Look at that.
Yeah, worth another look.
Now watch the technique. There's a dart technique right there.
Yeah, he was just waiting until someone turned away before he decided to launch it.
Pinpoint accuracy by Jimmy. First base. Pena to Dolman. Rays win. So the home run in the ninth, the only run the A's get, and the Rays win in big fashion again tonight. It's a 14-3 final. The Rays now have taken 2 of the first 3. Scott Kazmir tonight will get his 10th win of the year as he set a club record, striking out 13. And our Bill Curry Ford play of the game is that 13th strikeout. It came in the 8th. The slider. Shannon Stewart tried to check his swing. He was out on strikes. Our Bill Curry Ford of the game. Play of the game as the Rays are winners 14-3, and Scott Kazmir works 8 innings plus to pick up the victory. Scott Dolman worked the final inning. Gave up a hit, struck out 1, and Scott Kazmir was in control of this game. So the Rays win their 50th game of the year. They've taken 2 out of 3 with a game left in this series and a game left in this homestand with the Oakland A's. That'll be tomorrow afternoon, and then the Rays hit the road for a week. A 1:40 first pitch tomorrow as the Rays try to win this series. Right now, Todd Callis is on the field, standing by with Scott Kazmir.
Kaz, what an outing tonight. You were so close to a shutout, so close to a complete game early on. You had an unbelievably low pitch count, and for you, that's so unusual. 73 pitches through 7. Were you very aware of your pitch total tonight?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't even thinking about strikeouts at the time. I was just thinking about throwing strikes and get deep into the game. And you know, my slider was working, fastball command was there, and you know, just had great defense behind me.
You had a good rhythm with Josh Paul and Brian Runge calling strikes, and you had some good defense behind you too.
Definitely. I mean, what more can you ask for? These guys are hitting the ball well. You know, hopefully we can carry this on for the rest of the year.
In the 8th, Mike Piazza leads off with that double. You hadn't worked out of the stretch much the whole game. Did you get out of rhythm a little bit after working out of the stretch there?
A little bit. It was kind of in and out. It felt like you know, I was fatiguing a little bit, but just the main part, I wanted to just go out there and still attack the strike zone and not kind of try to nibble, and you know, just came a little bit short tonight.
You came out after the 8th. You didn't know what Joe was going to do. That's a pitch total where you've left the game before. What did you think was going to happen? And then as the inning went on, the Rays kept hitting. Did you think he was going to change his mind?
I was hoping not. I was hoping that you know, we got a few more, but saved a little bit for tomorrow. So you know, it was shocking to me actually to see that you know, Madden was asking to see if I wanted to go out there, and of course I was going to say yeah. So you know, just happy he gave me the opportunity.
Your previous low before tonight through 7 innings was 90 pitches. Tonight, 73. So maybe you learned something, huh?
Yeah, just throw more strikes and just let them hit it, you know?
Great job, Kaz. And they didn't hit many. You set the career mark or the team mark for 13 strikeouts in a game. I don't know if you knew that, but that's a new Tampa Bay record. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot, Todd.
All right, guys. Scott Kazmir, phenomenal tonight. Back to you.
Phenomenal.